Hi folks, welcome to the Sabre Zone. This is a video on this channel that discusses what you had to say and what you said. And I'm going to show how you said it because I'm going to show you a clip. And here it comes. And shout out goes to Sabres 1970, number 11. He goes, I believe the league is on notice. No nights off for the boys. Sabs in town is no longer an easy, breezy night for the home team. We must have a winning record on home ice. Yeah, I think we will. I think 1970, I think we will. I'm not really that concerned about the home record. It's more for me the road record I'm a little worried about. We'll see with a young team. I know last year at home I was like, like there was many, but they did look good in many games at home down the stretch last year. So we'll see. We'll see there. I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. Now, winning at home is one thing, but how much winning at home is another. I would like to see something like 25-15, like 10 games over at least at home. And a little over 500 on the road is kind of where I'm looking. Kind of where I'm at. We might be better at home. We might be 25-13-3. Would that make sense? 38-41. Yeah, 25-13-3 at home, somewhere in that ballpark. And then on maybe on the road, like I don't know, just a few games over. As long as we have winning records, it'd be good. But how many games we're over 500 at home will make or break if we're in the playoff run, right? I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. If we can compete really hard, have good home stands, and then go on the road for road trips, the guys are going to be feeling good about themselves. It doesn't matter what city they're in, what team they're playing, what home ice they're going to. They're not going to care. That's one thing I learned about the Sabres last year. They just didn't care at the end. They didn't care who they played, when they played, how, they concerned themselves with what kind of game they brought to the table in those games. That's all they cared. How was their compete level? Forget the other team. How was their compete level? How many mistakes did they learn about? These are the little things I think we're going to be watching kind of evaporate this year. Those little dumb mistakes we used to see all the time. You guys remember. My goodness, the breakdowns in our zone. Oh, good Lord. I hope this year we see a big improvement in that area. If we can improve in our own zone a lot better, then who knows how far we could take this, really. Who knows how far. Things can change fast. This is why I'm putting up these videos talking about little things, because there is a lot of little things that add up into the big thing eventually, which is the win. And if we can do the little things right and get the momentum of that winning teams have, that, Colorado some years ago, guys, had that horrible season. Then they came in, they didn't care they had that horrible season. They felt they were better than that, and they showed they were, and made the playoffs. And they've been a playoff team since. And then now they're a champion. This is what happens eventually when a team matures. And I believe that we're the next team that's up and coming like that. Maybe it won't be the same path. Sabres might have more success quicker. Might take just as long to win a Stanley Cup. There's no way to know. One thing for sure, if we just go in there and have our game and not be intimidated by any opponents anymore, because that's one thing that I enjoyed last year, guys, is we just weren't intimidated. And that felt good for me as a fan, to watch the Sabres play and not look like they're just scared. They looked ready to compete night after night after night. They started believing in themselves. That's a young bunch. That's hard to do at the ages they're at. I mean, this is a young bunch still, very young. I know we got some vets on the team like Anderson and Poso and Gergensen, and Gergensen's not even really old, but you know what I mean. There's guys on the team, guys a little bit older, but these young guys. What happens when they get older and they get better and and they learn? Like now, nobody's laughing at the Oilers no more. There's teams we don't laugh at no more. Remember the Oilers, where careers go to die? I mean, this is what you would hear fans saying. And they still try cheap attempts at taking shots at the Oilers. Even now, the Oilers aren't a joke no more, folks. I mean, this is a team that might be a few players away from winning a Stanley Cup. They might be the team to dethrone Colorado this year. I mean, this is how good they are. So if they can get their team together over there, well, we might be seeing them do something special, which we've already seen many times in their history. I'm just excited. I want to get going. I really do. I want to see the boys have that attitude, like you're saying. That exact thing you opened with, you said, yeah, I believe the league is on notice. Absolutely. Absolutely, the league's on notice. It's very true. Because if we go in there with that same attitude that we close the season with, guys, this is going to be a really fun season. This will be a fun season for 82 games. It won't just be the last 30 games. This will be the whole season. The whole season. Not just 24, well, the last 24 last year, but the whole season this year could be a fun season, and it's long overdue. It's long overdue. And if you look at our roster, it's not that bad now. It's really not that bad. Throw in J.J. Peterka in there too, because he's going to make it. He's going to be on there, I believe. And you got some pretty talented forwards. I know they're young. I know they're young. And will we see like a Matthew Savoy come into the lineup for a few games? I don't know. I just don't know what their plans are. I really don't. My guess is Savoy's going to go back to junior, but I just don't know for sure. I don't know what they're thinking. I just don't know what they're thinking with these guys. We'll see what Savoy does in training camp. He might cut the team. Anything's possible right now. This is why I love when the exhibition games, we're going to see a lot. If you got a guy like Savoy coming in there and he's scoring 2 goals a night, or getting 2 points a night, I should say. If he's getting 2 points a night, goal and assist, 2 assists, goal, then 3 assists, and he's averaging like that, how do you send him back down? You can't. You got to keep him. They got to keep him. So that could be another youngster that maybe surprisingly cuts the squad. Now, I know it's a little soon, it's a little premature, but not too long ago, guys, first rounders used to cut their teams and make the squad. Not too long ago. It's just the last few years everybody's talking about we got to develop them in the minors first. That just started only the last few years, really. Some players do cut the teams right away. So, I think like, those top guys that were picked, like Nemec and Slavaski, I think those guys are going to play this year. And they're just as young, I do. I just don't think, I don't think what I'm trying to say is it's not impossible. Is it probable? Probably not this year. Probably not, but we can afford to do that. We have such a richness of prospects. We can actually do that. We have such a good young team as it is. I just want to get excited about one more youngster on the team, I guess, is what I'm pulling for here. All right, guys, that's it for the night. That's the nightcap. I will see you folks when I see you. I'm going to get out of here, get out of my shirt, and get back into my sweat jacket and get my dog out. So I'll see you guys. Have a great night.